Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Pause that, telephone ringing. Alright, so we're back. So today I'm making a extension cord. So what we're going to do today is put an extension cord onto this. Now I have a cord with a male adapter, but it has no female end. I cut it off a old industrial fan. But basically I went to Harbor Freight. I mean, you can get these other places, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever, but they have these cheap plugs. You get male and female. And we're going to put this on today, and I just wanted to show you guys how to do it, because not everybody knows how to do it. And yes, I do have a finger missing cut out of this glove, because I have a hard time shutting this camera on and off without it. But anyway, how we're going to start, you got these two Phillips screws. They do have a room for a straight if you want to use it. You don't have to use an electrical screwdriver. I just happen to have them, so I'm going to use them. But we're going to loosen these up. I won't put through all the boring details. I'll go ahead and loosen this up and we'll come back. Okay, so basically, we loosen these up because this is where your cable is going to go in through, right through there. You got to make sure it fits through the hole. So we'll loosen it a little bit more, just to make sure that it fits through there okay. Now your main thing you're going to do is on the front of this. There's 3 Phillips heads that we got to remove. And this will actually allow us to make the connections, put the wires into the plug. Okay, once you got these 3 loose, they will pull out. They're actually long. You don't really need to take them out right now, but that's what happened. They pop out. I'll show you that too. So this is where they connect. This is where all 3 of your bolts go into. So we'll leave that set aside for now. Alright, so see, I don't know how well this will show up. Should show up pretty good, but you have your green, which is always your ground. And when we get more detail in this wire, we'll get it stripped. There's a green, there's a white, and there's a black. Your green is going to be going to your ground. Your white goes to your silver, and your black goes to your black. So these are actually pretty simple setup. That's just what your connectors look like. Now these ones you don't have to take out. They can just set right back in here. Like so. Now some people use connectors with these. They can crimp some connectors on them and slide them in here, but I've never had an issue with just pushing the wire in and tightening her down. So that's what we're going for. But basically you just open these up because your wires go in between here, in between these little holes, and you tighten it down. That's what holds your wires in. So now we got that much done. Now, the note on hand, you do have to put this wire through here first before you connect it to your plug, because if you don't, you ain't getting it on. So I'm going to go ahead and remind myself by putting that on and leaving it on while I strip these wires down. I normally use just like a razor blade, and I'll cut this top off and be good to go. But I'm going to try to use my strippers today just to change it up, and try to use my cutters to make a break into the seal. You don't want to go too deep or too hard, because you don't want to cut into the other wires. I'm just going to use the tips now and try to turn it. It can fight you sometimes. Just be patient. Cut a little bit more. And see what I said about going too deep can cause issues. Right there. That's our first mess up. Hey, it happens. But, you know, that's how you learn. You just do that. And you get a little bit more. Just don't try to concern yourself too much about it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. I do say I'm a bigger fan of using a razor blade to cut these. You get a lot quicker. But, like I said, I just wanted to try a little something different. So, alright, that time, we're good to go. No cuts, no nothing. So, what I'm looking at is, let's see if it actually tells us on here. Yeah. Okay, if you look on here, it's telling us there's 3 by 18 AW. I don't know if you can see where that is on there, but basically, there's 3 wires, 18 gauge. So these are 18 gauge wires. So now, if you look on your strippers, it will actually say 18 gauge, and that's where we're going to strip these wires at. Alright, so once you get these stripped, I like to turn them, get them tight. Just keep twisting them. You can see a difference. See how this is kind of sprayed and this isn't. This is tight. So that's all we're going to do, just tighten them up. Okay, now all 3 is tight. And go back to our plug. Now as long as you have enough distance, like we'll use for example here. We'll see if we can put here, here, and here. Okay, so I should have enough room. I don't know if you can see that. I should have enough room. Now if you don't, you can take this down a little bit further and make more room. I like to keep it as tight as I can, and this is what it's going to work for me today. So we're just going to put, some people do 3 at a time, some people do 1 at a time. I just like do 1 at a time. Put 1 in there. Take your Phillips head and just going to screw that down. Make sure your wire stays in there while you're tightening down. It should be fairly tight. Give it a little tug. Ain't gonna go nowhere. Now remember, twist this a little bit more. Remember, our white goes to our silver, and our black goes to our black. I'm actually going to loosen these up just a tad bit more. I'm going to take that off because it's fighting us. This goes in the hole. And again, hold it so your wire stays in. Tighten her down. Now this one is actually kind of stripped. But there's more than one way to do this. And if we have to, we will. Ah, there we go. It tightened down for us. Now we'll just have our black wire left. Like so. Alright, there you go. They're all in there. They're all tight. Now what I like to try to do is I'll take some electrical tape and I'll wrap this up. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so what I mean by wrapping some electric tape around it is I'll get some of this, just electric tape. Get it Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. But I like to just put a single pass around here. And all that does is to let them screws not touch anything. Let them screws not fall out just in case. Just to be a little safer. I'll even go a little bit further, just go down to the line where the cable starts. It don't take a whole lot. Just enough to make sure you know you have no metal on metal. The next thing is, you see your holes. 2 holes on the bottom, 1 on top. And that's how it is in here. You got 2 holes on the bottom, 1 on top. So all we're going to do is rotate them until it fits. Like so. So once that's in there, we're going to put our screws in here in the top. Like that. Tighten her down. Sometimes it's not always all the way in there, so just make sure you gotta wiggle with it, play with it a little bit, just to make sure they all go in there. Okay, we wiggled it a little bit, and let's try it now. Much better. It's grabbing now. I said I don't like tightening them all down at once. I'll just go and snug each one up, and then I'll go back around. Just to make it even, in case we don't have anything binding. Okay, now all 3 of them are tight. Last thing left is these 2 back here. You want to make sure there's no wires showing. Like those wires I cut real short. This is the reason why. Because if those are sticking out, that can cause an issue. It can cause it to break off. Or somebody can touch a wire or something like that. So this way, keep it coated out here. So now our next step, we just got to screw these in. Again, I don't go straight tight on either one. I just snug each side up until I get tighter and tighter, and then go back and forth until they're finished. Alright, so there we go. Nice and strong. It's not okay, so now we got our LED light plugged into the new female outlet fitting that we put on here. Well, we can just plug her in. And let there be light. So, they said it works fine. You guys can do this at home, no big deal. And there you go. Please like, comment, and subscribe.